Okay guys, in this episode we'll look at the problem number 2 of LeetCode, which is add two numbers. And the problem statement says that given two linked lists as inputs, so this one linked list which is 243, the other linked list is 564, and each of these linked lists represent a number. And what you have to do is you have to output another linked list which is the sum of these two numbers. Okay, so now the one important thing to notice in this thing is that 2 is the least significant bit of first number, 4 is the second significant bit, and the 3 is the most significant bit, and similarly. So this linked list actually denotes this number called 342. Because 3 is the most significant and 2 is the least significant. And similarly, this linked list 564 actually denotes 465, right? And when you sum them up, you get 7, 0, and 8. And so, you 807, which is 708, which is 7 is the least significant, 0 and 8. Okay. Now, there's a very, very simple problem. The solution is, let's look at the algorithm. The 2, 4, 3. Our first number, first linked list, and the second linked list is 5, 6, and 4. Right? Let's put a pointer over here, P1, and let's put another pointer P2 over here. And what we have to do is output another linked list. So our third, let's keep this as, so this is number 1, this is number 2, and this is the output. So currently output linked list is empty, it's null basically. So let's put null over here. What we do is we'll also have to maintain one more thing, which is a carry basically. So let's put carry equals to 0 right now. Let's initialize it to 0. So what we have to do, how we can compute this up, P1 value, P2 value, and carry. We sum these three things basically. So what we get is, I'm just going to write over here 2 plus 5 plus 0. 0 is the carry, and we get 7. And obviously the carry is 0 in this case, and the remainder is 7. So our output becomes 7. So this is our first node in our output linked list. And then what we do is we advance these pointers. So they start pointing here, and our carry is stored back here, which is 0. So again, it remains 0. Now what we do is 4 plus 6 plus this carry 0. We get 10. This results into a carry of 1 and the remainder of 0. And hence the 0 becomes our next value. And 1 goes into carry. Right. And similarly, for the last step, we advance P1 further and P2 further, and we get 3 plus 4 plus carry is 1 this time, remember, which is 8. And this gives us a carry of 0 and a value of 8. And so this becomes 8, and hence this is the output. Before we conclude this algorithm, we have to remember one thing. If that, last step, sorry. So the carry becomes 0 in this case. So before we conclude the algorithm, one thing we have to notice is that what if the last carry was not equal to 0? So to give an example, instead of 3, suppose this number was 9, for instance, right? In that case, our last computation would give us 9 plus 4 plus 1, which is equals to 14, which will give a carry of 1 and a remainder of 4. In that case, our output will be 7, 0. The first two remain the same. This one becomes 4, which is the remainder, and because we have a non-zero carry, let's put it over here, we have to add 1 over here. So the answer is 1407, sum of these two numbers. Now, this is the only thing which you have to remember, and that's it. This algorithm, boundary conditions. We have to always look for boundary conditions. So one of the boundary conditions you have to check in this is that what if one of the linked list is empty, so maybe the head of linked list 1 points to null. So if you check for that, then you have to, in the loop, take care of that condition. The other boundary condition or possible conditions could be that in this case, the number of digits were 3 and 3, both the numbers, but they could be unequal number of digits. So this may contain 2 digits and this may contain 3 digits or 4 digits. In that case, you have to continue with the same loop, and while you are summing them up, if the pointer is pointing to null, then you have to replace that value with 0 in that iteration. And remember, you still have to sum the carry with it. basically. And that's it. These are the only two things which you have to take care. Thank you.